What's going on, guys? It's GT69 back with another Star Citizen video. We have a Polaris over here, some random Polaris. But the guy's probably logged out, but we're gonna give him a little present, if you know what I mean. Nah, I'm just playing. Well, we're actually gonna do a test real quick, because I think it is abandoned, and sometimes people do tend to abandon their ships. Maybe. I got the A2 today. It's funny because at the last minute of IE, I turned my Polaris for an A2 because torpedoes are basically going to be useless pretty soon. So we're gonna go say hello to this thing, drop a couple Boombas on it. I was doing a test on we might get a crime stat 2, but that's okay. It's for the science. Oh, actually, I think the guy actually might be on board this one. Yeah, I think the guy is somewhere, or that might be his aircraft, spacecraft. We're only doing it for science. That's all. Oh, yeah. Earlier, I bombed one. This guy might not be on board. He's got his hangar bay open, though. Yeah, it's wiping it anyways. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. This is how I usually bomb. I just go over like this, and I just go up. It's not the most effective way, but this is such a dick move, but I wanted to see what it does. Ooh. Ouch. Knocked the shields right off. It's funny because the PDCs, they don't do squat to bombs. They don't do anything, dude. I don't even think the guy's there. I think it's abandoned. And launch away. And it's destroyed. That's such a dick move. I don't think the guy's there because I would have got a crime stat. I think it's just abandoned. But you can imagine in Pyro, somebody has their Polarises, right? And you got one of these bad boys right here, even though the bombs are going up like 380k or something per bomb, but it's significantly probably cheaper to run an A2 than it is a Polaris. You can do stuff like that to a Polaris, man. Polaris has got 890s, and Polaris better be scared of the A2. That's how I bomb my Boombas on a look at that. The engines are completely gone. I don't know if you guys saw, but his wing, right? His shields, one bomb, right, knocked his whole shielding out. So take notes. Take notes, man. The capital ships aren't safe. I'm pretty sure if that thing was fully armed and fully manned, I mean, I flew one. Well, I had one for about half a week. Then I turned this ship in or I turned my Polaris in for this at the last minute because I thought, I knew CIG was probably gonna pull something off, something dumb for 4.0. So I thought, I'm just gonna turn it in. Plus, I'm on this ship. You can run either a 6-man crew with it or solo, you know, to a certain extent. I thought I'd show that off. But yeah, it's pretty crazy what a size 10 boom boat can do to a, size 10 bomb can do it to a Polaris, knock its shields completely out, pretty much disable it. One bomb can actually disable Polaris on the ground. So just imagine if you're in Pyro, right? Because there's no crime stat out there, it's all game. And you got one of these, or you're in an 890, for example, or a Polaris on the ground. Let's say there's some jack of all trades that's trying to get you. You have no chance to defend yourself against this vehicle here, this spacecraft here. So people have to really think about what you're going to do about the A2s, because the only time the Polaris could really get on something like this, one, it had to be fully crewed, and the chances of you like encountering a fully crewed, I'm not really scared of like a Polaris, because most people are running them solo anyways, and now it's kind of pointless. Everybody's kind of mounting them now because, the magic drama of what's going on with the pricing. I mean, I'm not really too worried about it. I probably won't even go the Pyro. I think I damaged my weapons. Yep, I did. Well, looks like we're going on the ground. Yep. Okay, I guess we're going on the ground then here. Oh man. But I thought I'd show you guys that off, because that's so... It's so worrying if you're a Polaris player, even if you do have a steel Polaris still. And you get something. You get
engines off.
One of these things that just come hover over you. Like what I just did. You don't even really need, to really be honest with you, really don't even need to do like a strafe run with the A2. You could just do like a hover bomb. Go right on top of a Polaris and it'll just knock its shielding off. Knock all of its systems off. Second bomb comes in, knocks off your engines and eventually destroys it. So that's insane, man. I'm actually kind of curious of what it's going to do to something like the Javelin or something. Out there. Got the Ursa medevac for the pyro system, and that comes around. But yeah, I turned in my Polaris for this. It's gonna be a lot less maintenance and stuff like that. But I thought I'd show that off. Hey, they finally fixed some doors, or that door. I don't know, but the other one's bugged right now. But yeah, the only problem I have with the Polaris is like the flight ready stuff. I had a lot of issues with sometimes. Like that was the only kind of gripe I had with it. There's just too much going on with it. Where the Crusader platform is just very simplified. Like the engines here. They're very simplified. Everything just more balanced, I guess more fleshed out, I guess is the word. So, you know, I think people should take note. I think the only ship that might be able to, like, I don't even know so much about the Perseus now, because the way animal types are gonna probably be in the future, who knows what that's gonna be like. And the problem with the Perseus, we don't know if it's gonna be bespoke. They say it's probably gonna be bespoke. That would suck. I wish you could just change out the ammo types. You know, if you want to run laser, you can. If you want to run like ballistic, you can. That'd be cool. But I just don't think they're ever gonna come out with something that's just like, yeah, it's cool, you know. It's expensive, man. Everything's gonna kind of change in a way. I think I'll probably just do mining. And what's good about the Starlifter platform, you can do until like maybe the Ironclad comes out. Though I think the Ironclad is gonna be one of them ships that is just gonna be a lot. If it does come out, whenever it comes out, I think it's gonna be, even though it's an active production, you know, I think that is gonna be like the go-to cargo hauler going forward. If you can put it in a hangar. The problem with putting these bigger ships right now is can you put it in a hangar? Can I go to like a station and put a large hangar and put it in there, even though it's a larger ship? With this, so like a C2 or M2, you can, you know, you can still at least make some dough, you know. Just gonna go to Daymar for a second. But yeah, that's my kind of situation right now with going with the, you know, to the Polaris or from the Polaris to the A2. And I always, pretty much for the most of the patches, I think since 3.22, I have an in-game A2 and an M2 and a C2. And I always find that I'm using I guess you gotta want to go with ships that you use the most. And when I bought my in-game ships, I mostly used the Starlifter platform more than any other ship in the game. I think like 80 to 90 meter long ships are like the perfect balance for a lot of things, I guess. I don't know, it just fits me better. But so far I do like this ship. It's a lot more fleshed out. I think it's gonna be a few patches before they flesh out the Polaris. But yeah, I'll turn my brightness down here in a second. That's why the screen's kind of just all bright. I use that kind of like so I can see most things. Even though there's like this little app I can get like these generic thermals, I guess. I just use the in-game stuff. I'll turn it down here in a second. There. Now it looks better. I actually there was another abandoned Polaris here too earlier before I recorded the video. I don't know if it's still here. It might have went away or something. But yeah, I could just imagine what you're gonna be able to do in Pyro, because you can't get crime stats out there. It kind of reminds me of a PvP zone. A lot of MMOs have that kind of thing where a game that I have like almost a lot of hours into is STL, Star Trek Online, and they have this PvP zone called Karat, which is like a Borg, a simulated type of area, and you can kind of go there and like fight other players and stuff. Pyro kind of reminds me like that in some sense. It kind of reminds me of this PvP zone, PvE type area, where it's all game basically. You don't get no like. This is the Polaris I nuked earlier before the video. Look, you could see what kind of damage it can do. So what you do is, if you have a salvager, like a vulture, you'd salvage that, or a reclaimer. You can make a lot of money. That's what I want to kind of do. I want to get an abandoned Polaris like this and salvage it, or take its weapons. You know, take the weapons off this vessel and then sell them. You could see the damage that I did earlier to this thing. Just knocked the engines right off. That's kind of the biggest weak point of the Polaris, actually, is the engines. Like right there and there are the weak spots. But you gotta knock the shields off though of it to really do anything to it. I usually don't mess like around here because it will actually give you a crime stat if you try to bomb this area. There's another one right there. Here's a live one. I think that people ban. I don't know why people ban these ships, man. I have no idea. But you can see, like, I don't know, man. People are gonna have to really be careful with the A2s around. Because you gotta remember, the Polaris are capital Corvette, small capital Corvette, and it's not as nimble. I mean, it's nimble, it's fast, but it's not as faster, I guess, in SEM mode or whatever. Like, I can do like 350 in this. I think I only can do like 240. So unless they got a fully crewed one, they're using their torpedoes, and we all know those servers are just kind of meh sometimes in the game. So anyways, guys, I thought I'd show you guys what this thing can do. And this is probably going to be my go-to ship going forward, unless they come out with something that can replace the Starlifter, which I'm pretty sure the Ironclad's for that, but it's not going to be like, you know, kind of eating some money away here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Soon it's going to be wiping in lines at the point, but I thought I'd show that off. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget rate, comment, subscribe. There's doing some testing with the Polaris and nuking them. So anyways, catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.